This is Soph,
This is Rich.
and we are from across the pond. How was your weekend, Soph?
My weekend was eventful. Now, let me just tell you the most exciting thing. Last night, the boxing went down.
How was it? Because I saw the highlights.
Amazing. UK versus Ukraine. Now, you know me. I'm team Ukraine all day, every day, back to the roots. But I do love me some AJ. Granted, mainly in the looks department, but no one needs to worry about that. But normally, you know, the build up, you have the main event started at 10, but the actual boxing started at 6. So you have like the little fights, if you like, leading up to the main event. Normally they are boring, and I'm like, oh please, oh my god, they were insane. Like 2 knockouts, and then the third one. Do you know Ricky Hatton, the boxer?
No.
Oh, well, he was rubbish anyway, but he's retired now, eaten too many burgers since then. But his son is now taking up boxing, Campbell Hatton. And I think it was his 6th fight or something. I mean, only 6 rounds he had. The guy lost. It went to points, right? I'm telling you, if you watch this fight, the boy lost. He literally got his face pummeled. But do you know what? They said, the scorecards are in. And still undefeated, Campbell Hatton. And I was like, what? Even the commentator said, are they watching the same fight? Like, he didn't win that. But anyway, by the by, go to the main event, AJ versus Uzak. Oh my giddy aunt. Ukraine went in from the ding, ding, ding. First round, he went in. First 4 rounds, Ukraine under the back, like had it in the bag. AJ made a bit better return, 5th and 6th round. But I find with AJ, if he ain't knocked you out in the ATP yawn.
Oh, it's going around.
If he hasn't knocked you out by round 6 or 7, then he starts to get tired because he's a big old unit. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, it went the whole 12 rounds, and I think AJ only had 2 rounds in the bag on the scorecard. Ukraine. He lost all his belts. All his belts gone.
To the Ukrainian guy.
Yes. And do you know what? Literally, I'd say in the last 20 seconds of round 12, Ukraine Uzak just went crazy, like pop, 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 pop. And I swear to God, if they'd have been 10 more seconds on that round, he would have knocked him out or the ref would have stopped it because he went in. It was exciting. I was on the edge of my seat.
Well, I am glad that you were on the edge of your seat and you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Oh, yeah. Lovely evening.
My weekend was eventful, very peaceful and quiet. I went to a funeral, which was a beautiful, beautiful funeral of a friend of mine. So my condolences to the family.
And mine.
Yeah, and other than that, it was a decent day. It was beautiful.
Well,
the sun was out.
I'll tell you the other thing I have done today. I might even be able to show you. It's like a sneak peek. Hold on. I have set up the Christmas scene in my studio.
Ooh.
And you can't actually see it because of the light, but Santa is in the moon. Oh, God, I hate this phone sometimes. But look at that.
I see.
It's like a Christmas card. It is on point. All I'm going to do is add a rocking horse into this side opposite the tree and put make some fake presents up and put it in there. And we are GTG.
DTG. That's
good
what I'm
talking about. Yes. So yeah, it's been a productive weekend.
Way to go.
Yeah. Can I just say
back to be in great spirits.
Back to the boxing, Chris Eubank Jr. next weekend. Then the weekend after that, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Oh.
Yes, I would love to see that.
Get amongst it. Get amongst it.
I am. I'm getting amongst it. All right. On to today's Serious Sunday, which is here and now. I can't wait to show the thumbnail.
We have all the best ideas. Do you know, I can't even remember what sparked it off when we talk about what we're going to talk about, like when we discuss what our themes are going to be. But so much has changed in the world from like when we was younger to now. So that's what we mean by
Yes.
like then and now, you know.
Yeah, like there's no payphones. Do y'all have payphones?
You mean in the street?
In the street,
Yeah,
yes.
in this, they've all got book. They've turned them in. Half of them have gone, and the ones that are there, they've turned them into like book things. So there's books on a shelf, and you can go and take one and put one back.
That's
I know,
interesting.
right?
And you know what else that's different? No house phones. Do you own a house phone?
Oh, this is the thing. I love me a house phone, but I don't have. I have the line connected for the internet, but I don't
Mhm.
actually have a phone, and that's because there's two sockets, one in this room where the office is, the spare room, and one downstairs. Now, obviously, I'd want to plug it in downstairs, but the telephone communication people made the line in here the main one. So if I want a house phone, I've either got to have it upstairs in the spare room or pay them to come back and open the line downstairs. And I'm not doing that. So, but don't get it twisted. I love a house phone, emergencies and all that. Say your
Yeah,
power cut
I
went.
literally I'm with you. I have it for my internet and my fax machine. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
how posh is that, man?
Yeah,
Fax.
I'm posh. And but other than that, I don't have a house phone.
I do want one though, because say you have a power cut and you lose battery on your phone, or there's no signal or something like that, and you can't make a call. House phone, it's just there. But okay, here's a question. Do you remember your telephone number, your landline number when you was younger?
Yes, because guess what? My father has the same cell phone number. I mean, house number.
Really?
Yes.
Mine was 01494448640.
My dad has the same.
Oh, well,
I'm not going to repeat
yeah,
it
don't go giving it out.
because he still has the same
Exactly. Imagine that.
number.
Son, my people keep calling my phone.
Exactly. And my dad still has a house phone and he has a cell phone.
Going back to the payphones, what are people supposed to do then? Like, say you're out and about and you haven't got a mobile or the battery dies.
And you're stuck. You're pretty much stuck. And you know what else? GPSs have taken over because I remember a road map.
Oh, Atlas in like a book.
Yeah. Or it folded out. It was an actual map. Or Yahoo had Yahoo Maps. Do you remember that?
No, but the only
So we had,
problem with that is, let's just say you got a ordnance survey map. If there's been a development like a new estate or a new road, it ain't on there. Do you know what I mean?
we have to get the up-to-date one. That's why.
Can you still buy them?
Update one. I don't know. That's what's so different about the way society is now, that you can pretty much get anything delivered to you. I remember back then, the only thing that was delivered to you were fast food, pizza.
Okay, before the days of the internet, have you got oh, God, I can't even get my words
Excuse
out.
me.
Did you have something called Yellow Pages?
Yeah, the phone book. Yeah, they still throw phone books out here. Like
Oh, we
you know how
do.
like the paper boy,
But they was literally about
but
this. There's this
they
fat.
used to be like
Yeah.
yay big, but now they're about this big.
I remember the advert
That
for it
thick.
used to be a little boy would go and get one and stand on it to reach up and kiss the girl on the cheek.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that was so different. And you know what else? Uh Delivery services, like I said before. And you know what else we're really lacking in? Cabs,
Taxis, they have Ubers now, don't
taxis.
they?
Uber and Lyft has
That's it.
taken over.
Lyft is the same as Uber, right?
Right.
Okay, so do you think then the main changes are down to technology? I say that because instead of having the yellow pages now, you just go online to Google, right? And
Mhm.
also, I remember my very first mobile phone, right? I think I was 17 and I was doing an apprenticeship in a nursery and I scored the highest. So they said you can pick anything you want from the Argos catalogue up to the value of £100. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to pick a phone. Like, picked a phone, and literally you could make telephone calls, send text messages. That's it. Black and white screen,
Our screen was green.
Well, yeah, green with black writing on.
Yeah.
You had about 2 games on there, like Snake and maybe one other, but that's it. You couldn't do anything else on the phone. Now look at the phone. You can take pictures, videos, find whatever you want on the internet, call, video call,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think technology's made people lazy.
Well, it's becoming an isolated society. Everything is at a touch of your finger. You can actually get your groceries delivered to your house now.
Okay, but just think, 17 years ago, so I was 17 when I had my first phone. So that was 22 years ago, right? So
yeah, before phones.
Can you imagine what's going to happen in another 22 years' time? Probably, like you said, a hologram thing. I'll press the thing and you will appear here like in a hologram.
Yeah, and you see that in movies now. Hologram.
It's pretty scary, ain't it?
But before there were cell phones, there were pagers.
I didn't have.
Did you have a pager?
No, I wasn't allowed.
Oh, yeah, we had pagers, and you had like different codes you could put in, and like dee dee, and you just be looking at it. Clip on your little belt.
Yeah, no, I wasn't one
of those. Clip on your pocket.
I wasn't allowed one of those.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other thing I was going to say?
My dad worked for the phone company, so we got all those little cute gadgets.
Oh, you were lucky. I mean, when we was kids, we had 4 channels on the telly that switched off at midnight,
Yes. And you remember you got that, that
the little girl.
Snow?
What?
It was snow, like
yeah.
Yeah, you had the white noise. White noise. But before that, they always had the national anthem and the flag, and that's when you knew
it was time to cut off.
Yeah. Now
24/7, 7 days a week, 365.
Yeah. I remember cartoons used to be on Saturday morning, and that was it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You would have selected things on, and that's it. What was I going to say about the other thing is TV. Oh, balls, it's gone. My brain's not working very well today.
The old VCR, before there was DVDs, there were VCRs.
Exactly. And you'd have to get out and take the tape out. Somebody had to stand there, press rewind until you got to the bit. Oh, you've gone too far. Back.
Yeah. Or you used the remote, and the remote was huge.
Yeah, with massive batteries, right?
Mm-hmm. My grandma had a TV. It looked like the very first remote. It was huge. It was humongous. Just like the first cell phone was humongous.
But what about tellies, though? They used to have a big bit out the back, didn't they? Like, now they're flat screens. But before that, you'd have the screen, and then it would be like...
You had a tube television. That's what they were called.
Massive tube television.
Yeah, now they're flat screen.
It's really bugging me. I wanted to say something else about television, but it's gone.
What? That it was black and white?
I ain't that old.
Well, I remember my first TV in my room was a 13-inch black and white TV.
Don't you remember back in the day, if you missed your program, say you was out playing or whatever, if you missed it, that's it, it's gone.
Yeah.
None of this catch-up TV, rewind, record,
DVR,
whatever. Yeah.
All that.
You missed it, it's gone, never to be seen again.
Never to be seen again.
But the thing is, though, we didn't know any different, so we was happy, right? We didn't need any of this modern technology.
Yeah, well, like I said before, it's an isolated society. Remember back in the day when you used to knock on your friend's door and ask them to come out and play. They don't do that anymore. They sit on a video game and chat with people around the world now.
Okay, do you know what I used to do? I had a friend who, there's like a fence at the back of the garden, right? If you was to go 6 or 7 houses down, they built a new road and then put a new housing estate. So basically the houses went round and at the back of our garden. So she would ring me and I'd answer the phone and say hi, and she'd be like, "Can you see me?" This is on the house phone. Let's not get twisted. House phone. And I'd be like, "Hold on."
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, I can see you." And she'd be like, "Okay, meet you at the back of the garden in 5 minutes." You know.
Mhm. I remember those days. Those days were good times.
This is what I mean. But I mean, why does everything change?
Well, you got to change. The world evolves. You got to change with the
No.
times. Because now, remember, there weren't Bluetooths. You
Bluetooth,
had to
Wi-Fi.
hold the phone. You had to hold the phone up to your ear. There
Okay,
was no
what
little
about when
earpiece.
what about when broadband first came out and you had to unclip the telephone, plug the broadband in? It's not connecting, mummy. You got to wait 2 hours later. And then when it connected, the thing would be buffering for like an hour before anything happens.
Yeah.
Then she'd say, I need to use a phone. Get off. So you'd have to unplug it, plug the phone back in.
Yeah. But remember the first, did you ever have a computer?
No, I only had a Nintendo computer. I never actually had, my dad was the only person to have an actual physical PC
I
computer.
had a computer. It was called a Gateway.
Ooh.
And it came in a box that looked like it had a cow print on it. And it looked like a box. And it had, I remember the internet. I forgot what it was called back then. And then before there was Facebook, there was MySpace.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you couldn't really even do anything on MySpace, could you? Just message people. That's it.
That was it. Message people
And
and
you know what you had before MySpace? Pen and paper, notepad. You was a pen pal.
yeah, and pen pals. And I'm gonna
Don't
tell
you
you,
think that it's made people, it's like it's made people lazy, modern technology. People don't write anymore. Do you know what I mean? And haven't you, I mean, physically write with a pen. So haven't you noticed
yeah.
that after a while of writing, your writing starts to get really messy because you're not used to writing like as much?
Excuse me. Excuse me. But
Not
they don't do
writing.
cursive in school anymore.
What's that, joined up writing?
You know how like your signature.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore. I remember we had a cursive class.
Ooh.
So you knew how to sign your name in cursive
I remember that
and write a check, sign a check.
we had to write joined up, all your writing had to be joined up. And if
Yeah,
you
cursive.
if you gave your homework in, the English teacher would give it you back unless you did it. And I personally don't like writing like that. I think it looks messy, but I'd just make sure that, say, every other letter was joined up so that it was passable. And I still don't, to be honest, write joined up. I don't like it, but
Yeah, I signed my name in cursive.
oh yeah, I think
Sign
everyone.
my checks and
I
stuff like
mean,
that.
let me see.
Documents in cursive.
I was going to show you, but
Well, it's your signature. They don't even call it cursive
I
anymore.
like it to be.
Signature.
I like it to be fancy.
But then you talk about being lazy. You gotta get all those in there. But my handwriting is sloppy.
I've always liked writing.
I like printing. I like just regular print, and then I like cursive. I can do either or. I can do either or. Now that was an ATP on.
I know, right? It's back in effect. But like I've had conversations with my dad, like about cars and stuff. And he used to say, like, when he had a car, in the 70s or whatever, they never even had seatbelts. Do you know what I mean? Like, they never even had seatbelts. Never mind all the stuff that you've got now. Like, if you get one of them Teslas, on the dash is just like an iPad. I saw a picture the other day and someone had it set to a fire, like a fireplace.
Yeah.
Why?
Inside their car.
Why?
They wanted the ambiance. I don't know.
You're
Maybe they
supposed to
wanted
be
some
driving. You're supposed to be
old school
driving.
backseat memories. have the ambiance.
But how many people actually, if they own a car, how many people actually get in the back seat these days? When was the last time you got in the back seat of your car or a car? Never mind yours, any car.
I don't even know.
Exactly. Sorry, I'm just getting comfy. Exactly.
Yeah,
People don't go in the back.
because I'm normally driving.
There you
That's
go.
why. But before that, though, I was a bicycle man. How about you?
I only had one bike, like a push bike. That was when I was about 10. That was it. Other than that, it was the old plates of meat.
Plates and meat. You mean walking?
Feet, yeah. Walking.
Yeah.
Walked it. But the thing is though, even inflation is a joke. Like I used to be able to get from my childhood home, which is at the bottom of the hill, I could get the bus to town for 25p return. Now you're talking like £2.
I remember how, now I could be wrong, but I remember when the bus was like 45 cents and then you had it was 10 cents extra for a transfer.
But this is the thing,
And then
right?
it just kept going up and up and up. And that was like I think the last time I got on the bus, it was like $1.10.
But the other thing is now,
I don't know how much it is now.
if you get on the bus driver doesn't even give you change. You either have to give him the right money or you can't get on.
I remember
mean,
those days. Yeah.
why? What a joke.
Yeah, because they're not kicking out any change. I don't even know what the bus joint is now. I remember catching the bus as a kid all the time. I don't even know how much it costs to get on the bus.
Well, no.
The city bus. I couldn't even imagine.
A damn sight more than it used to cost, put it that way.
Yeah, it probably costs like $2.50.
Which is a joke. Like,
Probably more than that. I don't know.
well, my dad said when he used to take driving lessons, it cost him £2.50 for an hour's lesson. When I did mine, which was like 12 years ago, it was £25. So
Yeah.
in that time, it's gone from £2.50 to £25.
Well, my brother taught me how to drive, so I ain't had to pay. My brother taught me how to drive.
That's where I went wrong. I didn't have a brother.
Yeah. Your dad could have taught you how to drive, or your mom.
My mum my mum even to this day is a very cautious driver. She's one of those people that drives at like 20 miles an hour everywhere, takes 1,000 attempts to get in and out of a space. She's a very cautious driver.
Very. What else used to be different than
Stuff's not the same
now?
either. For example, chocolate bars. Do you have wagon wheels there?
Wagon wheels? No.
Yeah, it's like a round chocolate, like biscuit with caramel, I think, and then chocolate on the outside of it. It used to be about this big, no word of a lie, probably like 20p. Now it's like this big. Like what happened to it?
Well, our portions is the total opposite. That's why this country is obese, because everything is supersized.
Our portions have gone down, but the price has gone up.
Our portions is huge. Our portions are huge. You can double it up big time, supersize it.
Oh my god, ATP on.
What? Did she just do an ATP yawn?
I wanted to feel part of the show. But no, things like that from when you was younger. And I don't know if it's because when you're smaller, obviously I've grown up. So are things smaller or am I just bigger? I don't know. But things are definitely smaller. I don't care.
Well, yeah, things are a lot smaller. And you know what? Things are a lot more expensive now than they were back then.
And you know what I only found out recently? You know, when we was younger, on the odd occasion, we went to the cinema. My mum would, like we talked about taking your own snacks and stuff in there because we didn't have money. Yeah. And we used to hide them because you wasn't allowed. I've only just found out that that's not the case. That's not actually a rule that you're not allowed to take your own food in there.
It's a rule here.
Really? It's not here?
Yeah. So you can freely take in snacks.
Yeah.
Not here.
Wow. All this time we've been hiding and we didn't have to.
Yeah. I still hide mine.
Yeah, but to be fair, if I went in there tomorrow, I'd probably still hide mine because it's ingrained in you, right?
Yeah. I used to bring beer into the movie theaters. I'm telling on myself.
Well,
I'd be like this. Whenever action, I used to go to an action pack as soon as the explosion go on every explosion.
oh my God. You
Yeah,
went to
them was the good old
that
days.
much thought about it.
Yeah, as soon as you see a car crash.
Do you know what else? Thinking about it changes as you get older, right? When
Mhm.
you're younger, if you have a birthday or Christmas, all of your relatives, like your aunts and uncles, your nans, normally put like £5 or £10 in a card, right?
Mhm.
As a gift. At what point when you get older does that stop? When you get older, that's when you need the money more, right? Why do you need it? When you're
Right.
7, why do you need £10 in a card? But they give it to you when you're younger, but not when you're older.
When you're older, they forget about it. It's like, hey, happy birthday. That's it. That's all
I
you
know, but
get.
why? You need money more when you're older than when you're younger.
Because you got your own money. That's why.
Any of my aunts
Back
and
then it
uncles,
wasn't working.
any of my aunts and uncles listening, I still need that £5 or £10 on my birthday.
That little envelope with the marking in the middle of it. They used to have a little envelope. My grandma used to give us these envelopes, and it used to have the president, whoever it was on the bill. Like if it was a $5 bill, it'd have Abraham Lincoln on it. And
But
you open it up and you can tell what it is just by the little president.
but actually thinking about it, when I was younger, if I got money, I used to think, oh, how boring. I really wanted a Barbie, or I really wanted a blah blah blah, you know.
But now it's not money anymore. It's gift cards.
I don't even
You
get
don't even
that.
have to, they don't give money anymore. They give gift cards now.
I don't even get that.
Yeah, well,
Any aunts and uncles listening, I'll greatly accept gift cards, if not £5 or £10. It's still neat.
yeah, that's the new way. That's the new age now. Gift cards is the new age of
Well,
money.
they must have missed that memo. Oh my God, the yawn is in force today. Oh no, you've given
Full
it to me.
force. Uh-huh. That's what you get right there. Tag
You've
you're
given
it.
it to me. This is like yawn tennis.
Tag you're it.
Talking actually about stuff that's changed. You know, last night, going back to last night's boxing match, literally, when you watched a boxing match back in the day, they'd come in the red corner, we got blah blah blah. In the blue corner, ding ding ding, go. It must have took Anthony Joshua about 15 minutes to get into the ring last night. It was a whole show. Lights, his initials stood in, like setting lights, 2, 3 songs, and I'm like, come on, man.
Get on with it.
You know what I mean?
Boxing is not the same as
Nothing's
it
the
was
same.
back
This is
then.
the point of the conversation today. Nothing is the same.
But fashion always seems to come back around.
Oh, yeah, that comes around about, It doesn't stay the same. It just comes back again.
Now, do you remember the rotary phone?
Where it goes,
Yep.
yeah,
You just go shh,
yeah.
shh, shh, shh. Yeah, my grandma used to have one and we used to play on it.
I want to buy one of them, actually. If I'm going to have a landline house phone, it's got to be a retro proper
Rotary phone.
phone, yeah. I do remember, actually, my dad had a job. He was the manager at this company called Cable Link, and they used to let him have this company car. It was a Renault Espace. I don't think you have them there. It's like a big spaceship, like people carrier thing. Anyway, he came to pick us up one time, and he had a mobile phone, literally like this. And he was like, oh, should we call your mum? And I was like, yeah. And he said, we put it on loudspeaker. And I was like, what? And all of a sudden he was driving along and you could hear it ringing. And I was like, and then my mum was like, hello. And I was like, hello, can you hear me? Oh my God, you can hear me. Like that was the first hands
That was
free.
the thing. And then before that, there was three-way, where you can have 3 conversations at one time.
Yeah, that's if you had 2 telephones in the house and somebody picked it up downstairs and you was upstairs.
He was like, they'd be like, get off the phone, boy. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta let you go.
My mum would do that. You've been on there too long, it's time to get off now.
Okay. And then there was caller ID, and now there's FaceTime.
I know.
Caller ID,
I mean,
all you did was pop up a name and number.
let's not get it twisted. I do love a FaceTime. Like, I feel like it keeps you connected more. Like when you can see somebody. Again, I remember the first time I FaceTimed my mum. I always have had, since they've come out, I've always had iPhone, but she got an iPhone. She swapped from Nokia. I think it was Samsung or Nokia, one of the two. So I thought, oh my God, I'm going to FaceTime her because, it only used to be iPhone to iPhone. So I called her and the screen was just black and she was like, hello. Oh, you're really loud. And I was like, move the phone away from your ear. And she was like, what? Oh my God, I can see you. And I was like, yes, it's her
It is.
FaceTime.
See your nostrils.
Right.
My dad loves it. My dad is now addicted to Facebook. He's new to the Facebook world, so he just loves it. He sits on it and
I wonder
he
what's,
goes, there's people on it every day.
I know, I do like your dad. He's on my Facebook. I do wonder what's is there, because obviously first there was Facebook, then first there was MySpace, then Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I wonder, is there going to be another one, or are they just going to expand what they've already got and evolve it?
Who knows? I still think there's going to be holograms. The hologram phone is going to be the next big thing.
You saying the next big thing? I did see one where, like, hold on, like this screen, the guy had it on his arm.
His arm, yeah, I saw it. And it projected
weird
onto his
arm.
arm.
And then he just pressed it like that and was like, hello, I don't know about that.
I don't know if I want to do that either.
No.
That's a little too much.
Imagine that if you just leaned over and pressed it by mistake and you end up calling someone on your arm and you didn't realize.
But just remember this, back in the day, they predicted that Dick Tracy had the telephone watch, and now we have that.
There's a lot of things like that if you watch films, that they said would happen. Well, God, in films, they even predicted Corona, but did they predict it or they knew it was going to happen? This is the thing.
Wouldn't we like to know? Wouldn't we like to know? Yeah. And then you know what? The snacks and food is a lot different than back in the day.
Smaller.
Smaller. Oh yeah, like you said, your cakes, huh? Your cakes are smaller.
I just think as well, things don't taste the same. Like let's take, for example, breakfast cereal. We used to have these one, well, you can still get it, called Cocoa Pops, little puffs of chocolate pockets, They are absolutely gross. Then we had sugar puffs.
Because it's geared for kids. It ain't geared for you. Your taste buds don't change.
It's disgusting. Sugar puffs, Frosties don't even taste the same.
Frosted Flakes. Great, the little tiger on it.
Yeah, I even had the Tony the Tiger soft toy.
Oh my gosh, you're really going way back. Now, television has changed a lot as well.
Yeah, but
I remember back in the day,
before we divert to telly, did you ever used to get things in your cereal, like little toys and stuff?
Toys, yeah. They don't do that anymore, do they?
No, when I had a bike, I got all these multicolored spokes for the wheels from Frosted Flakes. Why don't they do that anymore?
I don't know. Maybe they childproof and stuff now. I don't know.
Anyway, sorry, television.
I forgot what I was going to say. Television.
Sorry, we did already touch on telly about how it. Oh, did you used to have teletext?
Teletext? What is that?
Like you press the teletext button and the screen would go black and coloured writing would come up, so you could search for the weather or search for the news. Or
you talking about the guide, the TV guide?
No, I'd have to go.
I remember the TV guide came in a little booklet.
Oh yeah, you had to buy it from the shop if you wanted the TV guide every week. But this is called teletext. Like you could find different stuff on there. I don't even know how to explain. They had a really good game on there called Bamboozle, but you could only play that on Channel 4.
So your TV had video games?
not video games. It was a bit like, you know how Snake used to be?
Yeah, video game.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It's just like questions. So it would ask you questions like a quiz.
Trivia.
Hmm.
So your TV turned into a trivia game.
If you press the teletext button, you could look for a holiday on there, find out what the weather was, find out the news.
Wow. Mm. No, I was just talking about the programming itself on television. Because like now, everything is a lot more accepting. So like I remember when there was no foul language on TV.
No, there was a watershed. You couldn't even see nip slip or a bit of flesh until after 9 o'clock at night. No cussing, no flesh, no sex scene, no kissing, no nothing till the watershed hits
Nothing.
9 o'clock.
I'm telling you. And now it's everywhere.
Boy, I could turn my TV on at 2 in the afternoon. Granted, my TV set up that it needs a pin in if something's on the telly that's not of child age before a certain time.
Well, yeah, they have that now, but they didn't have that back then.
Nah.
Parental, what's it?
Control, yeah.
Parental controls. Yeah.
But you're right, yeah, the watershed, what's happened to that? No one cares about that anymore. I bet if you was to go and go into a school tomorrow and say, can you tell me what the watershed is? Do you think they would be able to tell you?
Yeah. Not at all. They wouldn't probably know what a cassette is.
They probably couldn't even spell watershed.
No, I think they would be able to spell it, but they wouldn't exactly know what it is.
I've seen a couple of TikToks actually where like a dad gave his two sons a Walkman and was like, what do you think this is? And they were like, is it a phone? You know, what do you do with it? Them things are really funny.
I had a cousin did that with his son, going through some old stuff and gave him a cassette. He didn't know what to do with it.
I mean, I think if you gave a record now, they'd probably know what it is. Because like you say, they've come back around again, you know, like records.
Yes.
But yeah, a cassette or a Walkman or
yes,
not a Scooby.
Walkmans used to be it with the little orange headphones
with the little foam bits.
Little phone bits on it, and a little red light right there at the end of it, and it had.
And you know when the battery was going when you played a tape, and it's
and the light starts fading out. The little red light starts fading out.
Nobody's got any batteries in the whole house for you. You've got to wait till you get pocket money to go and buy your own.
Or you used to stick your batteries in the freezer.
I never done that.
Yeah, we used to do crazy stuff.
Well, even when mobile phones first came out, if you dropped it in water, you had to put it in a bag of rice. Now, apparently, they're all waterproof.
Most of them, to a certain depth.
I ain't putting mine in water. I do not care.
I still don't put mine in water, even if they say it's waterproof.
Me either. I ain't risking it for a biscuit. You must be joking.
Yeah, my phone is waterproof, and yet I still.
Do you know what they'd probably say to me? Oh, it was waterproof, but you had it 1 degree over the temperature, so it's not going to work. You know, some stupidness like that. That's my luck.
Mm-hmm. And what else has changed since then? We already talked about the vehicles changing, because remember, the vehicles are now damn near plastic. Back then, they used to be like some major dude metal on metal and really tear something up.
Rubber fins on the back.
And now you get blown away.
Well, my nan's friend Audrey, her husband had a three-wheeler, you know, like a Reliant Robin. Do you have them cars there? You know, like in Only Fools and Horses, you know, Del Boy had a three-wheel. Oh, do you even know what Only Fools and Horses is?
No.
Oh, blast. I'll have to send you a picture. Anyway, they had these cars here called Robin Reliance that just had 3 wheels, one at the front, 2 on the back. My nan's friend Audrey, they lived at the top of the hill, and I remember one Christmas it was really windy and it blew over on its side.
Yeah, I tell you, now a gust of wind to take a car somewhere. They're not as durable as they used to be.
No, nothing is.
Yeah.
But I mean, it will be interesting to come back and watch this episode in 20 years' time and be like, oh, look what's changed now.
Right? because there's no cabs anymore. And then that used to be such a cliche, like, don't talk to strangers, but yet we got Uber now, and
Yeah, don't get in a
yeah,
car with a stranger. You people
yeah,
pay to
and
get in a car with a
now
stranger.
you jump in the car with anybody.
Yeah, and give them money to do it.
Yeah, ain't that something?
But this is the thing as well. Like we used to, when I went to see the dude on, let's just say Friday. It might have been Thursday or Friday. I can't remember. We was driving, and this little girl. I mean, she must have looked no more than 5 or 6. Was going to the shop on her own. And Michaela was like, "Oh my god, I'd never do that," blah, blah. And then we started talking. Remember when we was younger? It's not that our parents didn't give a hoot, but they used to be like, "Okay, fine, go up the shop." Or my nan would say, "Here's my purse. Go up the shop and get me some ready salted crisps and a packet of fags." And not thinking
Man, I
nothing.
remember that's because everybody knew everybody back then. Like my parents were friends with the corner store people,
But
and
you,
the corner store people knew you because we were
but
regulars.
you wouldn't do that now. I wouldn't open the door and say to Alfie, "Go on, you can go to the shop."
No, but remember we used to get notes with our shopping.
No
I used
or
to put
no,
a note
no.
up on the counter, and they used to be like, they get everything, put it in the bag, and they'd be like, "You make sure you take that straight back to your daddy."
I get that, but even with a note, I wouldn't let Alfie go out there. It's just a dangerous world.
Oh yeah, things are totally different now. Now you got to be cautious about everything.
Sad, really, ain't it?
Which back in the day, you could leave your bike outside.
Back in the day, you
Your
could leave
door is
your bike
unlocked.
out. I was just about to say your door unlocked.
Yeah.
Now,
Now you got to double bolt it.
triple. And even then,
And
somebody
then
is still getting if they want to.
your doorbell has a camera on it now.
That's what I mean. You didn't have that back in the day.
Mm-mm. And they be catching stuff on them cameras too, boy.
I know.
Your packages being thrown and all kinds of stuff.
I
People
mean, don't get
stealing
it
your
twisted.
stuff.
It is a good invention that you can see people and talk to them through your doorbell, but the doorbells before was like an actual metal bell, and when the string pulled, it ting-ling-ling.
Really? We just had a push button.
I'm talking about before push buttons.
Wow, I ain't seen one of those. Or you had a
No.
door knocker. That's
Oh
what's
yeah,
it.
big old knocker. Well, if anyone's got anything else that they can think about that we ain't talked about.
Yes, because now we're in the millennium. It's the future time now. I'm
But
waiting
this
to
is,
see.
somebody said something the other day. What do you call this decade that we're in? Because we had the 70s, 80s, noughties, 2000s, like, or what did they call it? Yeah, the millennials or whatever. What are they going to call people in this decade?
I don't know because I'm considered an old head now.
Well, I
I'm an
ain't
old
young.
head now. Huh?
I ain't young.
Yeah. I'm considered this is if you were born in the 80s and the 90s, we taking
See,
over now.
this is how you know you get old. When you've got to fill something in online and it says, "What year were you born?" and you have to keep scrolling, scrolling,
Yeah,
scrolling.
buddy. Just be like,
Exactly.
and people are like, yeah, when did you graduate? 2010. What? 20 years ago.
But yeah, if anyone can remember anything that they think's changed that we haven't mentioned, I mean, we were talking about cereal. Sweets don't taste the same. We used to have blackjacks and fruit salad sweets. They don't taste the same.
They don't even sound the same.
They tasted delightful. Well, they did taste nice. They don't anymore.
Yeah, so today we were talking about here and now. I
Oh,
mean,
then and now.
then and
Then
now. I
and
said
now.
here and now. Then and now.
Then and now.
So if you guys are listening to our voices or watching our pretty faces, if you have anything you want to throw down in the comments on stuff that you see different from back then to now, be sure to share it with us.
Let us know. You know what Rich always says? Don't forget to press the subscribe button, like, share, follow, comment, listen, watch.
Yeah, and don't
Get
forget
amongst
about
it.
the merch. Don't forget about the merch.
Oh yeah,
It's
we've had a
across the
few.
pond.
We've had a few photos of people sending in with the merch that I've shared so far. Love it. LOVE it.
Yes, across the pond with
People are walking around.
richandsoph.com.
People are walking around with our faces on their chest.
Right here. These two pretty
People
pictures.
are drinking out of mugs with our faces on. I mean,
Yupper.
that didn't happen 22 years ago.
Heck no. And we're making it happen. It's not when,
It's not if,
it's not
it's
if.
when.
I'm all backwards today.
You are. You're going back to then.
I'm
Being the
going
now.
back to the calculator watch. Yeah. Well, people, this is Soph,
This is Rich
and we are
from
across
across
the
the
pond.
pond.
Yeah. All right. All right.
All right, Rich. Well, I'm gonna see you.
All right. Well, I guess I'll see you on Wednesday.
I'm gonna see you on Wednesday for our Wednesday meeting. We'll see everyone on Friday for a bit of fun.
And then Sunday, we hit you with another serious topic.
Yes. Yes.
Yupper.
Don't forget, if there's anything you want us to we all consider talking about, or like maybe you want to know about something from that side or this side, and you're that side or this side, then let us know. We will get amongst it. Yupper.
Yupper.